year was 1957. His neighbors called him El Chapo, Shorty, because he barely reached 5 feet tall. But in those mountains, where opium poppies grew wild and the government's reach was weak, El Chapo learned that height meant nothing, power was everything. El Chapo became an apprentice in the drug trade, learning from the Guadalajara cartel. He was meticulous, obsessive. While others saw chaos, he saw systems. He understood something others didn't. The key to power wasn't just moving drugs, it was moving them invisibly. In the 1980s, he pioneered something revolutionary: tunnels. Secret passages dug beneath the US-Mexico border, complete with lighting, ventilation, and rail systems. While authorities watched the gates, billions of dollars worth of drugs flowed beneath their feet. By the early 1990s, the Guadalajara cartel had fractured from its ashes. El Chapo built something more powerful, the Sinaloa cartel. His organization became a sophisticated enterprise. Accountants, lawyers, corrupt officials, an army of sicarios. Conservative estimates suggest the Sinaloa cartel moved over $3 billion worth of drugs annually. The real number? Probably double that. El Chapo had become one of the most powerful criminals in the world. But power, as he would learn, makes you a target. June 1993. After years of hunting, Mexican and Guatemalan authorities finally caught him. El Chapo was arrested in Guatemala and extradited back to Mexico. He was sent to Puente Grande, a maximum security prison. The government celebrated they had caged the most dangerous criminal in Mexico. But they didn't understand. El Chapo had been building tunnels his entire life. Prison was just another border to cross. In prison, El Chapo lived like a king. He bribed guards with fortunes. Some received over $150,000. His cell had amenities most prisoners couldn't dream of. He ate gourmet meals, entertained visitors, continued running his empire from behind bars. Prison records were altered, security cameras mysteriously malfunctioned. He had corrupted the entire system from within, and he was planning something audacious. January 19, 2001, security cameras captured Chapo pacing his cell. At 7:37 p.m., a guard named Francisco El Chito Camberos Rivera arrived with a laundry cart. El Chapo climbed inside, concealed beneath soiled linens. The cart rolled through 16 doors, past 64 guards, through 3 security checkpoints. Not a single guard stopped it. Not one looked inside. They later claimed they didn't see anything. The truth was simpler. They had been paid not to see. El Chapo vanished into the Mexican night. The most embarrassing prison escape in modern history was complete. For 13 years, El Chapo became a ghost. He moved through a network of safe houses across Mexico's mountains. He never stayed in one place more than 2 nights. Every hideout had escape tunnels, some stretching hundreds of feet. The Mexican government launched operation after operation. The DEA put him on their most wanted list. But El Chapo had informants everywhere. Police commanders on his payroll warned him before raids. He communicated through encrypted phones that changed daily. During this time, the Sinaloa cartel grew stronger, not weaker. El Chapo proved that you didn't need to be visible to be in control. February 22, 2014. Acting on intelligence from intercepted communications, Mexican Marines raided a modest condo in Mazatlan. This time, El Chapo had no escape route. He surrendered without resistance, pulled from bed in a white undershirt. The world watched as he was paraded before cameras. Mexico's president called it a triumph for the rule of law. El Chapo was sent to Altiplano, Mexico's only maximum security federal prison. His cell was monitored by cameras 24 hours a day. Guards were rotated constantly to prevent bribery. The prison director publicly declared, "Escape is impossible." But El Chapo had already begun planning his masterpiece. Inside Altiplano, El Chapo was under surveillance every second. But outside, his organization was engineering the impossible. They purchased a property exactly 1 mile from the prison, a small lot with a half-built house. They needed to dig a tunnel from that house to cell 20, where El Chapo was held. 1 mile, 50 feet underground, through bedrock. It would require precise GPS coordinates, structural engineering, electrical systems, ventilation, and absolute secrecy. The cost? Estimates range from $1 to $5 million. For El Chapo, it was pocket change. For over a year, teams of miners worked in shifts. They dug through dirt, rock, and clay. The tunnel was an engineering marvel. 4 feet high, 2.5 feet wide, lit by LED lights, ventilated by PVC tubes, reinforced by woods.